I want to see the bride or the groom.
One of the two, yeah. Fine, yeah.
Not us.
Oh, correct, really.
Oh, it's coming out of this camera, is it?
Yeah. That's the point. It's really good at.
Because it's all happening there, so.
Or you chuck it up there.
Oh, yeah.
That's a weird messy decision, that one.
What's that?
That region.
Be a good view. Is this a good view? Is it a good view there? This will be the. What else on the corner? We just need to know. I think it's just time to make an executive decision. We'll just make executive decision.
Are you
I'm just going to put it over
live
here. I think it's live streaming, so
It has got my
I don't know anything about it.
Would you enlist someone?
I'll just put this here. This is a live stream.
Yes, I am.
Is that okay?
It
then?
is, except that I won't see the people doing the breakdance. It's a perfect place to see you guys.
Yeah.
Because if I present.
What about over there? What about over on top of Pluto? On top of Pluto? Better? Yeah. So you're watching it.
So much.
Yeah.
Two people watching.
Yeah, I want to chip.
We'll see if it works. See if it gets through you guys. Nah, not quite.
Just move your chair just slightly out. Just tilt out the opposite one. Get into shape. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, please.
We're about to get started. The bride has arrived just outside, and the rain has ebbed slightly, so the weather gods are shining upon us right now. And I was going to ask you to leave an aisle, but you're such good students already. My name is Emily, and I'm delighted to have been given the opportunity to officiate the wedding celebration of Simone and Glen here today. A warm welcome to Glen's family in the UK and Simone's family in Holland. So we are live streaming in this wonderful digital age, and people participating all over the world. So even though you're not here in person, we're so glad that you're able to join us today. And for those who are here in person, we are even more glad you're here, looking spectacular and ready to celebrate with Simone and Glen. So, there is an announcement. I believe someone would like to take the microphone from me, so we'll just get him to come and get the ball rolling. Suspense is a wonderful thing.
Let the wedding begin!
Now that Glen has safely arrived and parked his TARDIS, we are ready to begin. So this is the time for you to put your phones on silent. It is the time for you to put your phones away so you can be present and enjoy the celebrations, because we have magnificent photographers, videographers, live YouTube streams to capture every moment. So this is it. It's time to make the magic happen. So without any further ado, if you are lucky enough to have a seat, please stand for the bridal party.
Oh, shall I say, would it be the same? Oh, if I falling in love, like a river flow, trying to listen, and so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life, all for my falling in love. Learning so it goes.
Please be seated.
Some things are best.
Those without seats, please remain standing. Okay. I'd like to invite Robin to share the acknowledgement to country.
As we stand here by the banks of the beautiful Bura Run, gathered to honour and support the love of our friends, Simone and Glen, and the bond of their new family, we acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging, for they hold the memories, the traditions, the culture, and the hopes of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples across the nation. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Thank you, Robin. My name is Emily Rosenberg, and I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. So before you are joined in marriage in my presence and in presence of everyone here today who are your witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of two people, to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. So I must ask, Glen, have you come here today voluntarily to be joined in this marriage?
Yes.
Simone, have you come here today voluntarily to be joined in this marriage? Yes. Then we can continue. We are all here today to celebrate the marriage of Simone and Glen. In the Doctor Who episode Big Bang, the Doctor said, "We are all just stories in the end. So let's make it a good one, eh?" Simone and Glen's story is a good one, and we're only in the first few chapters. There's so much more to come. Their story begins as 2017 drew to a close. Simone had downloaded a dating app, and within 10 minutes had a match. She did the traditional research. What Facebook friends did they have in common? She scrolled through his Insta just to make sure he was legit. And yet, the first date almost didn't happen. Glen had been on 4 different dates earlier, not on that day, and was feeling rather worse for wear after a Christmas party. But it was after their Sunday coffee get-together he was keen to see her again. The very next day, 2 days later, they enjoyed a variety of dairy deliciousness at Milk the Cow on Lygon Street. Glen's first impression was that Simone was very pretty, as he casually observed her in the cafe before making his grand entrance. He was intrigued by how level-headed she was and how much he enjoyed their conversations, and she was taken by his sparkly eyes and noticed how easy he was to talk to. Usually these first dates have a certain awkwardness, but it wasn't there this time. She walked away from their first date thinking, "I like him. I think that went well." And after that date, there may have been a smooch on Lygon Street. They managed to fit in 2 more dates before Glen left for a trip to Europe. And even that trip didn't stop them from chatting every day, including a phone call on New Year's Eve to make sure Simone got home safely. And then, on the 13th of April 2019, Glen arranged a surprise weekend away at a farm stay. Little did he know, Simone had stayed there before. But nothing spoiled the weekend away, especially with a fridge full of champagne. They dressed in their finery for dinner, even slightly more formal than the Castlemaine pub was used to. Glen got down on one knee and did it properly. Tears in his eyes, he proposed to Simone at the farm stay. Little did he know that Simone had a speech prepared as she was planning to propose to him that night. We wouldn't be here today if she hadn't said yes. So that brings us up to speed. Why we're all here looking glam, and with Simone and Glen front and centre, ready to make their commitment to each other. I'd like to invite Anastasia to share a reading.
Spyglass by Philip Pullman. I will love you forever, whatever happens, till I die and after I die. And when I find my way out of the land of the dead, I'll drift about together, all my atoms, till I find you again. I'll be looking for you every moment, every single moment. And when we do find each other again, we'll cling together so tight that nothing and no one will ever tear us apart. Every atom of me and every atom of you. We'll live in birds and flowers and dragonflies and pine trees and in clouds and in those little specks of light you see floating in sunbeams. And when they use our atoms to make new lives, they won't just be able to take one, they'll have to take two, one of you and one of me.
I'd like to invite Glen and James to join us up here because we're going to do something a little bit different to the traditional hand fasting ceremony, because this is a hand fasting ceremony to create a new family. Nicola's going to explain what's happening as it happens.
Hand fasting is a symbolic unity ritual in which you stand face to face as your hands are tied together, hence the phrase, tying the knot. Hand fasting ceremonies date back over 2,000 years. An ancient Celtic tradition, it was originally used to symbolise a betrothal during which a Druid priest would declare that the couple would be bound together. This engagement would last a year as a sort of trial marriage, after which you decide to opt in or opt out. Today, the Celtic hand fasting ritual symbolises the binding together of separate lives and the commitment they're making together as a family. Simone, Glen, Liv and James each chose a colour to represent their individual personalities. These have been woven together to symbolise their family unit. 4 individuals bound together as a family. After they slip their hands out of the binding, the knot representing their family unit will remain.
Do you promise to love and respect each other? Do you promise to encourage and support each other?
Yes.
Well, that's a pretty great start, I think. Best friend Brian has a few words to share.
Hello. So this is a quote from Star Trek. Don't worry, it's not anything on. I did try though. I don't think you can analyze love. It's the greatest mystery of them all. No one knows why it happens, or it doesn't. Love is a chanced combination of elements. Any one thing might be enough to keep it from igniting. A mood, a glance, a remark. And if we could define love, predict it, we would probably lose its power. Thanks.
So as we all know, a big part of the wedding are the vows. There are a legal requirement with the vows, but those vows aren't much fun, but they are necessary. So they're coming later. What is much more meaningful to our beautiful couple and to you guys are their personal vows, which they've written themselves to explain why they love each other, why they're here, why they're getting married. Now's a pretty good time to share that, I think. So Glen, you're up first.
It's hard to say why I fell in love with you. There were so many things along the way. You were strong and sensitive. You were a person who was willing to do anything for anyone. You listen and give, and are there to lead with moments of life. It was said to me by several people that I treat you how you get treated. And I come to do that in my life. And the one thing people miss is the why it works, why I love you, you treat me, how I treat you. The dignity. I love your compassion and kindness, your patience and strength, and you always act with the best. I love you. I love you even though you're completely new. You make me feel safe, you make me feel strong. Nothing seems impossible to achieve when you do this. Even when there are days that I can lose it, bad stuff. I've travelled near and far and left my home behind. I never felt at peace. I'd always been searching. I was surrounded by thousands of people, still felt alone. But then I'm not feeling this way. The knowing of the turmoil gone, the silence deepened. I was finally on my way home. I promise to protect you and our family. I promise to hold your hand through everything that comes and be by your side, no matter what trouble befalls us. And look forward to the future, we take the course together.
It is hard for me to know exactly when or why I fell in love with you. There are so many reasons. Your kindness, your intelligence, and of course your sparkling eyes and your cheeky demeanor. All I know is that I pop inside a falling feeling of every person, and I fall more in love with you every day. There are many things I love about you, but the thing I love the most is knowing that you always have my back, no matter what. When this whole world gets crazy and there's nowhere left to go, I know you give me sanctuary. You're the road back home. You are my home. I love you so much, even though you keep trying to make me watch horror movies. And you make me feel like a princess. More than that, you make me feel safe and cherished every day. I promise to support you in whatever you want to do, and to be the best partner to you I can be, and to look after my family. I love you. You'll always be the one I want to come home to.
Now, it wouldn't be a wedding without some new jewellery. So I'd like to invite Liv and Hannah to come and stand by our bride and groom with some beautiful new rings. Anyone with a spare tissue? Thank you. It is leaking. Okay. Ready?
I call for the people to come. I, Glen, take you, Simone, and my John, to be my lawful wedded wife. Simone, this ring I give you is my personal gift, my personal promise of both my trust, pride, and joy of my life.
One down. One to go.
I call upon the people here present to witness that I, Simone Catherine Mablesworth, take you, Glen William College, to be my lawful wedded husband.
It's a custom ring. It's very cool. You have to check it out later.
Glen, this ring I give you is my personal gift and my personal promise of love and trust and power to you and my husband.
To quote a scene from The Princess Bride, marriage is what brings us together today. Marriage, that blessed arrangement, that dream within a dream, and love, true love, will follow you forever. So treasure your love. Skip to the end, bit of kissing. Because we're saving something for the big finish. So we're now going to complete some very exciting paperwork. So I'd like to invite Nicola and Brian, our witnesses, to join Glen and Simone at the bar as we complete the official paperwork, but please don't go away. We will return for the big finish. Thank you, Mr. Music.
Different places. Another one like sometimes I wish we had cookies.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, the paperwork is complete. You may notice that aside from some lovely new jewellery, our bride and groom have a healthy serve of whiskey, from what I can smell. Yes, excellent. So we'd like to pause for a moment as Glen and Simone raise a glass, a toast to Glen's father Charles, who passed away before he could celebrate with Glen and Simone here today. So we all wish that he could be here, but we know he is looking down on today's celebrations with a smile on his face and a glass in his hand, ready to toast to Glen's good fortune in finding such a fantastic partner in Simone. So cheers. Simone and Glen have exchanged rings as a symbol of their love and commitment to one another, and as it encircles your finger, May it always remind you that you are surrounded by a love that endures and never ends. And when you look at it, you'll remember this day and the vows you've made. In the wonderful words of the doctor, there are a lot of things you need to get across the universe. A warp drive, wormhole refractors, but the thing you need most of all, you need a hand to hold. So now for the best part. By the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Australia, I present you for the first time as Mr. and Mrs. Manglesdorf Collett. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Kiss your bride. And now it's time to get the celebrations started. So there will be some directions from our lovely photographer. Where would you like us to go?
Probably.
He's going to set up. So for about 5 minutes, feel free to congratulate the newest minted married couple in Australia, Simone and Glen. People would like to head towards the back of the venue so the photographer can head set up, and our bride and groom will come and join you shortly. Let the celebrations begin.
Ready to go. Awesome. Let's get sign this to make it.
No, it doesn't. Just keep forcing it up. I reckon so.
Hello everyone. If I could just get your attention please. We are and unfortunately the way is outside working with so yeah, so I'll ask okay, we that will take a little bit for some of this, so maybe about 5 minutes. Okay, and sorry, can I ask the people who are sort of going on the front and just move out a bit, the tables are set up the button. Thank you. Okay, just start to do group shot now. So what I really want to do is just sort of crowd in the group so behind Simone and pretty sure we'll go be one in total. Everyone speaking please. Okay, that's all looking very good. Everyone's looking lovely. So I'm going to come up to my eye and I'll start taking a few shots, and then we'll do a few ones with like polite smiles, and then we'll do a few silly faces. All right, everyone. Count 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, right, so big wave. Okay, that's looking great, thank you.
Francis, I think we're going to do the pose shots. Given that it's raining outside, can we do them in here, like around here? Okay, so let's approve the organisers. Do you have the list? Hi! We're going to take photos and stuff now. So we're going to go. Love you all. Thank you for watching.
Call you later on anyway.